All right, guys, welcome. So I'm going to have to reschedule the order. I've got episode 9 currently being edited at the moment, but basically just wanted to give an update for you guys. You've probably read the title already. It is reset time. So we did end up blowing the funded account yesterday, which is super sad news, but it's all part of trading at the end of the day. Hopefully, as I get more affluent in this, it becomes substantially less in terms of the accounts that are blown. But I definitely do think it's an inevitability, especially when you're trading the financial markets. I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself. I'm not trying to excuse away my actions. I think yesterday what it boiled down to was really just too much risk on the first trade. And then the snowball effect happens. It's never usually just the action of one mistake that leads to a blown account. It's the compounding and the snowballing of the actions that follow. And I think that's why it's just super important to be able to recognize when you've made an error based on your actions compared to an error based on things that are out of your control. So what I mean by that is, let's say you're driving, right? You had a red light and you decide to just floor it just before it turns red. That's your decision, right? And so you floored it, an oncoming car's coming and you have a crash. That's an action based on you, and the next steps you can divulge from that. Step out of the car, get angry, shake your fist, smash things, go for heavy drinking that night, and then the snowball effect continues, right? And usually that's what happens because you recognize in your head, if I just obeyed the road rules, I wouldn't have crashed my vehicle. I wouldn't be in this position. But then there's the flip side of where you're actually in the right. Let's say you're the other car. It's green on your side. You're just driving as normal. Someone just comes out of nowhere, couldn't predict it, couldn't plan it, and T-bones you. Although it's still traumatic, there's still pain, there's still money, there's still finances that need to be involved. There's a sense of I did everything that I could. It was genuinely just unlucky. And I think I'm trying to be really cautious now of when I'm losing, because it's inevitable. Everyone's going to lose. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to have a losing trade, a losing day, a losing week, whatever. You're going to lose, and that's fine. But am I losing based on things that I couldn't control? Is it based on just an insane dump in price that no one saw coming and I'm wiped out? Okay, cool. I can live with that. I can't predict that. But if I'm risking more and I have to move my stop loss at a level where ideally I'd actually want it to be here or here, but because of how much I'm risking, I have to actually cut that in half. That's an error on me. That's things that I can control. That's me putting too much risk. That's me wanting the outcome faster than I need it, not trading the markets and trading what I want. That's not what we're doing here. And I need to recognize that in myself, that I'm my biggest obstacle right now. It's no one else. I can't put any blame. It's me and the way that I'm perceiving the markets and the way that I'm perceiving negativity in these markets. And I really need to flip that to see everything as a positive, even in me taking that trade. And so essentially a bit more on what happened. I risked too much, right? And I had about a loss limit of 600 for the day and it was going to lock me out. I risked way too much and I got down to 400. I just hated seeing that number so big, and because it was my fault. If I had just dialed it down, I think I used 5 micros. If I just put 1 micro and then scaled in once I'm winning, cool. And that's what I'm thinking in my head. Why didn't you just do that, Fit? You know that. You've done that before. Why didn't you just do that? And it's fighting those voices in my head and be like, okay, if I can just get this back, then these voices are silenced. You can't say nothing to me now. And I'm just, even as I say it, I'm arguing with myself. It's so ludicrous to think about, rather than just accepting, okay, yeah, look, it's a mistake. It's an error. And it's one that I knew. It's one that I made willingly. But that's okay. I recognize, and that's as much as I'm letting this mistake impact me negatively. I'm done here. I'm locking myself out, and we come again tomorrow when I'm out of this mindset. It's a lot easier said than done. But Topstep do have a really, really cool new feature, which I'll just quickly show you, of trade limits. So I think this is going to be a huge game changer. My plan now is I've reset all my accounts. So I've got 5 50K combines right now. We're going to not go slow and steady, because I think that defeats the point of trading, in my personal opinion. I think if you'd rather slow and steady and 1%, 0.5% gains a day, I don't know, I'd just invest my money in crypto or something, or leave it in a high yield interest bank S&P 500. Like, it's way less stress and you're going to be getting substantially more returns potentially. Everything's speculation, right? But why subject yourself to this? So I'm going to put myself through all this stress. I'm wanting significant returns. I'm going to be risking 30% on the first trade, drop it down 50% to 15% on the second trade, drop it down to 7.5% for subsequent trades after that. If I get to $1,000 loss, so if this balance gets to 49,000, I'm taking the rest of the year off. I'm clearly not in the right mindset to continue trading. Take that time off, continue studying, watching ICT's mentorship again, just to understand NASDAQ, the way that this operates after someone who's been watching it for years. And just come a bit more equipped next year, a bit more ready, a bit more of a plan, a bit more of a process that I can just sit and follow. So far in the series, there hasn't been a process. You watch other traders like Trades by Matt, and he doesn't deviate. It doesn't matter what day it is, doesn't matter what the charts are presenting. It's the same trade. One mini on NQ targeting 200 to risking like 250 or 175. And it's the same trade. He just goes for those little base hits. 2 trades, maybe 3 max a session, and he's done. That's it. You know, and he's withdrawn like something crazy over 400K in like less than a year, just doing this simple strategy. So that's really what I want to try and get to as well. Just a simple strategy, a process that I can follow every single day, and also to trade live. I think trading with you guys, putting my reputation, if you will, or basically just practicing what I preach. There's no much point me sitting here and spewing all this information, which is great, and we all to a degree know, but if I don't act on that knowledge. So that's it. This is the reset. I'm trying to be as positive as possible because I'm noticing when I'm negative on myself, when I'm negative at the results like yesterday, I do more negative damage. Whereas if I just infuse it with some positivity, let that positivity be the momentum that's driving me forward rather than I need to get back. This is a side of trading that not many people want to show. This is the reality though. And I'm happy that I'm able to document this and hopefully look back on this in a few, I don't want to say years, hopefully months. I can go, okay, I'm glad I'm not trading like that anymore. But yeah, onwards and upwards. Thank you so much for the support so far. Liking, subscribing. It genuinely means a lot more than you would know. Thank you for that. And let's continue. Road to 150K. Let's get it.